channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Now, growing up, there was a place that I always just loved to go, and this place was Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, my gosh, they had it all. They had amazing games, great arcade setup, they had a ton of tickets galore, prize counter. I mean, they had it all, but there was one thing about Chuck E. Cheese that always just sort of creeped me out a little bit. And these were the animatronics. My Lord, these animatronics were creepy. The way their robotic movements happened, the way their mouths unsynced to the song at all times, the jerks that their eyes would do back and forth. I mean, they were just truly creepy creatures or creepy creations. I'm not sure what they were, I guess. But there was one fella out there, I guess, who felt the exact same way. Scott Cawthon. Now, Scott Cawthon here, looks like he's trying to tell me a secret. Scott Cawthon, he must have evidently felt the same way because he created a game which is going to be our topic for today, which is going to be Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, the development for Five Nights at Freddy's is sort of a sad story to me because Scott Cawthon, he created this game called Chipper & Sons Lumber Company. And it was this happy little friendly game about these beavers and their little beaver family building this lumber company. It's supposed to be a very cute little game, but this reviewer came along named Jim Sterling, and he said these characters are terrifying. And when you call something that you think is cute terrifying, I mean, that's sort of heartbreaking. And Scott Cawthon couldn't help but be a little bit hurt by this. But you know what he said? He goes, you know what? If someone is going to say my creations are terrifying, I will show them what terrifying truly means.
Being bad is the one thing I'm good at. Then it hit me. If I was the bad boy, then I was going to be the baddest boy of them all.
And therefore, Scott Cawthon went ahead and created his next video game, which was truly designed to be terrifying. And this is where good Lord, Five Nights at Freddy's comes from. Is born out of the idea of I'm going to make something evil if you say that I am making something evil. Now, when I know I'm behind on this review, I'm behind like 6 years at least. I think the game came out in 2014 from what I read. But I'll admit, I thought this game was absolute trash because it was a mobile game. And don't judge me and act like you don't agree that 99.9% of mobile games are garbage. But on reviewing this game 6 years after the fact and finally playing it on a console, it's easy for me to see this game isn't garbage at all. Now, the premise of the game is very simple. You are a night watchman at Freddy's Pizzeria, and your job is to basically just simply stay alive in your security office throughout the night while these animatronic creatures come to life and they attempt to kill you. Why the owner of Freddy's would ever hire someone to do the job like this is beyond me, but here we are so we don't ask questions. To stay alive, you have some tools at your disposal. You have a camera system to watch the animatronics, lights that can be shined down each of the doorways to see if the creatures are coming, and the ability to close the doors to prevent them from getting in if they get too close to you. Now, it sounds like it should be a walk in the park here, except that you only have a certain amount of power, and each of these tools use up that power. If you run out of power and all your tools are gone, and you're just simply sitting there waiting to be killed. So you have to be strategic when using your tools to maintain the power. If you make it all the way from midnight to 6 a.m., you finish the night and you can move on to the next night. If you finish all 5 nights, you do get a 6th bonus night. And if you finish that as well, you can unlock what are called custom nights and build your own horrifying night to go through. But getting through these nights is no easy feat. No matter how careful you are with your tools, it's extremely easy to overuse them, which leads to dying, or not using them enough, which also leads to dying. It takes about 3 hours to get the hang of the game and to finish it in its entirety, but the true fun doesn't even come from finishing the game or from beating the levels. The true fun of the game is from being jump scared throughout the whole experience. The animatronics jump out of the doorways, they jump in front of the camera, or sometimes they're just simply waiting for you to flick on the lights to terrify you by just standing there. Now, I purposely played the game at night with the lights off to get the most effect from the game, and I had more than my share of jump scares through my playthrough. Like I said, it took about 3 hours to get through the entire game for me, but the final unlockable of a custom night, it was just simply too difficult for me to finish. You get to set all the animatronics to level 20 of difficulty, and this simply makes it almost impossible to finish out the night. If you have finished the game on the custom at this difficulty, feel free to comment below and let me know what happens, but I personally couldn't do it. Now this game is not a deep game, and the story is fairly weak, but that's not why you play a game like this. You play a game like this for the same reason that you go on a roller coaster. You go on a roller coaster for the thrill, for the scare, for the excitement, and you play Five Nights at Freddy's for that same exact reason. Now when you do this, you play it for the jump scares and you work for the fear to finish out the night. I know there are a ton of sequels to this game as well, and I assume they all work on the same premise. And if you enjoy jump scares and you want to face your childhood fears, you can't go wrong with a game like this. So give Five Nights at Freddy's a chance. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We upload every Tuesday, every Thursday, and sometimes in between as well. And by all means, go out there, find you a great game to play, and as always, just simply have a great rest of the day.